Good afternoon, students. I welcome you all for the class. Today, we'll be going to discuss regarding serial interface and parallel interface, or else we can also call it as a serial port or parallel port. And the other topic is processor example. These are the two topics we'll be going to see in the today's class. So, first of all, we'll be going to discuss regarding this serial interface and the parallel interface. The serial interface and the parallel interface, we can also call it as a serial port and parallel ports, right? So, what is an interface? As I have said you in the starting class, like operating system is one of the interface which is going to act as an intermediate between the user and the computer hardware. So, interface in the sense connecting two things, like it acts as an intermediary in order to connect between two parts or two devices in order to have a great communication or in order to have a good transfer of data, whatever it may be. For the two devices, if you want to make the two devices synchronize with each other, like we need an interface device. So those interface devices are of two types, serial and parallel. So interfaces are nothing but ports. So like you have seen many of the ports at the backside of your PC, right? So the main function of this computer port, what it is going to do is, it is going to act as a point of attachment. Attachment in the sense, like in that port we are going to insert a cable from a peripheral. Like if you want to connect that net, we are going to connect that net cable to our PC. So it acts as an attachment. So a computer port, we can also call it as a communication port. Why? Because it is responsible for communication between the computer and its peripheral devices. So that is the main use why we are going to use the ports. Fine. So this computer ports or a computer parallel interfaces, we can also call it as a communication interfaces. Why we are calling it as a communication interface? In the sense, these ports or these interfaces are responsible for communication between the computer and the peripheral devices. That's why we are calling those as a communication ports or serial ports or parallel ports or serial interface or parallel interface. So that is the introduction regarding this ports. So here parallel interface and serial interface. So there are two ways of transmitting the data. Serially we can transfer the data or parallelly we can transfer the data. So data between two devices, like in order to, like if you are going to have a sender and the receiver, fine. So in order to have the, this is the sender and this is the receiver, fine. Sender and receiver. So we need to make a communication between the sender and the receiver. So in order to have a communication between the sender and the receiver, what we need to do is we need to have an interface in the middle. So this interface we call it as a port also. So the ports or interfaces are going to be used for communication between two devices. Fine. This interfaces are of two types. The first one is the serial interface and the second one is the parallel interface. These are the two different types of interfaces. So in order to have a transfer the data between the sender to receiver or from the receiver to the sender, we need a medium. That medium we call it as an interface. This interface is of two types, serial and the parallel. Fine. So we can transmit the data either serially or we can transmit the data in a parallel fashion also. So there is no specific rule that we have to transfer the data in parallel mode or we have to transfer the data in serial mode. So based on our convenience, based on the circumstances, like we will be going to transfer the data serially or in the parallel mode. So when it comes to the parallel mode, here I'll be going to show you a diagram for the parallel mode. So this is the diagram for parallel mode. Here in this parallel mode, you will be going to have the sender, and here you will be going to have the receiver. So parallelly, in the sense like from sender to receiver, you will be going to have many communication lines. So these are the communication lines between the sender to receiver. Suppose if I want to transfer 0, 1, 0, in the sense, in this line 0 will be transferred, in this wire 1 will be transferred, and in this wire 0 will be transferred. Fine. This is how the data is going to be transmitted from sender to the receiver parallelly. So this diagram shows a parallel transfer of data. Fine. So here we will be going to have a data use of 8 bits. So here 8 communication lines should be there in order to transfer the data. So if you are going to transfer the data like in parallel mode, we will be going to have 8 communication lines. Fine. Generally we will be going to have this communication lines to be in parallel, so that we'll be going to have 8 communication lines over here in order to transfer 8 bit of data. Fine. So this is the parallel mode. So when it comes to the serial mode, here I am drawing the diagram for serial. When it comes to the serial mode, as usual, here the sender will be there and here the receiver will be there. So this is the sender and this is the receiver. So serial in the sense like you will be going to transfer the data in one communication channel only. This is the only one communication channel. So here like you will be going to have 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1. So first bit will be transferred, next bit by bit it is going to transfer the data. So here bit by bit it is going to transfer the data. When it comes to the parallel mode, all at once we will be going to have the transfer of data. Fine. So this serial port is an interface through which peripherals can be connected using a serial protocol. So which involves the transmission of data, but at a time only one single data bit is going to be transferred. Fine. So here we can say the most common type of serial port we can say as a D sub miniature or D sub connector. So it carries this RS-232 signals, right? So you will be coming across all these things in this for ECE people, signals and systems. Maybe you are going to study that subject also, like RS-232 signals. So in order to carry that RS-232 signals, this serial port is very much useful. So when it comes to on the parallel, if you are going to look after this parallel port, so it is an interface through which the communication between the computer. So this is the computer and this is the peripheral devices. Peripheral devices are nothing but input output devices. So in a parallel manner, so that is here the data is transferred in or out in parallel using one or more communication lines or more communication wires, we can say. So here printer port is an example of parallel port. The best example of this parallel port is printer port. So this is the best example of parallel port. Fine. So here in this serial port and parallel ports, like you will be going to have transferring of data from the computer to the peripheral devices. Fine. So when it comes to the serial port, so as I have said you, like only one communication channel will be there. So here we will be going to transfer the data in this channel only. A single wire or a single cable will be there. So this is the computer and this is the peripheral device. Whatever it may be, this is the peripheral device. So here we are going to transfer the data from the in serial port. Here this serial port provides an interface to connect serial lines to prepare a serial communication. Here if you want to send data means like 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1. 8 bits in the sense first it will be going to send 0. Next one 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1. Like this one bit after another bit it is going to transfer from computer to the peripheral devices. So some of the peripherals, like what are peripheral devices in the sense like mouse, keyboard, monitor, printer, speaker, like flash drives, all these comes under the peripheral device. So majorly this port acts as a point of attachment, so that you have to remember. So this serial port uses a DB9 connector and a DB 9 pin D-shaped connector in order to transmit the data. So this serial port provides a serial communication using one line. So as I have said you, this is only a one line, or we can say it as a one wire, so which have no dependency on other wires. Why? Because here only one wire is there, so in that all the data has to be transferred in that single cable only. So here the length can be extended as per our requirement, so there is no restriction on the length of the wire or length of the cable. So the length can be extended as per our requirement. So here we have to talk regarding the advantage. Why? Because here the main advantage is we are using only few wires over here. So few wires or few pins over here. So that is the main advantage of the serial port. So some of the serial port types are synchronous serial, serial data in register select, reset, and serial clock. These are the some of the serial interfaces type. So this is regarding the serial port. So once again I am telling you, a port is nothing but a point of attachment. So serial ports can also be called as interfaces, fine. So interface is a one which is going to connect between two devices. In example, from the computer and to the peripheral devices, we need to connect these two, in the sense like must and should we need an interface in order to have the transmission of data from the computer to the peripheral device, or vice versa, fine. So that is the important of ports. So the division is serial port and the parallel port. So this is how here I have said you the serial port. And now when it comes to the parallel interface, multiple bits at a time we can transfer in parallel interface. As I have said you, here we'll be going to have the computer, and here we'll be going to have the peripheral devices, fine. Or peripheral devices means like you can have mouse, monitor, speaker, like this display unit. All this comes under the peripheral devices, fine. So when computer to peripheral devices, like a parallel in the sense like 8 lines you will be going to have, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. So if I want to transfer the data 0 1 0 1 0 1 0 1, in the sense each wire will carry one bit. This line will carry 0 1 0 1 0 1 0 1, like this. All the bits are going to be transferred at once, fine. But when it comes to the serial port, one by one, here multiple bits at a time we are going to transfer. So that is the advantage of parallel interface. So here parallel ports provide an interface to connect multiple lines to prepare a parallel communication. So in this parallel ports we can send large data at a time. But when it comes to the serial port, how much the length of the data will be, irrespective of length of the data, we have to transfer only a single bit at a time. But in parallel ports we can transfer a large data at a time. So these parallel ports are used in connecting printers. As I have said you, these printers are the best examples of parallel ports. So these parallel ports are used in connecting printers, hard drives, CD drives, etc. Why? Because all line speed should be same to avoid error and crosstalk issues. So if one is high speed or one is low speed, we'll be going to get the crosstalks, fine. To avoid such issues, the wires are kept small in length. But when it comes to the serial data, according to our wish, the length of the wires can be extended. But when it comes to the parallel transfer, there should be a short length of wires. So the parallel port uses D25 connector and 25 pin, a D-shaped connector which connects the transmission wires, fine. So here in this parallel mode, each bit has a single wire devoted to it. Like this zero, in the sense this wire is dedicated for zero only. It will not going to transfer any other bits. So that is devoted wires for devoted bits will be there in the parallel mode. Here the parallel interface consists of 8 data pins and 3 control pins. So what are the 3 control pins are enable, register, select and read and write. So these are the 3 control pins. So what is the use of enable in the sense, this enable tells the display that the data in the register is ready to be interpreted by the display. So enable in the sense, like if it is high, if it is 1, that it is telling that it is in ready mode in order to interpret the data by the display. When it comes to the register select, so register select is used when a command or data is being sent to the display. So this register select option should be selected. And the read and write tells the display whether we have to write the data or read the data from the register. So these are the 3 control pins that are available in the parallel interface. So now let us see the key differences between the serial ports and the parallel ports. Whatever we have discussed before, so some of the differences are listed over here. The first one is the purpose. Purpose in the sense why these serial ports and parallel ports are used. So serial port is used for serial data transmission and parallel port is used for parallel data transmission. Next key is transmission speed. When it comes to the transmission speed, serial port is obviously slow. Why? Because only one bit at a time is going to be transferred. But when it comes to the parallel port, at a time we can transfer many of the bits. So this redundancy, when it comes to the redundancy, so it ensures minimum data redundancy and focus on reusability. But when it comes to the parallel ports, the size of the project increases, the hit ratio of the redundancy is going to be decreased. So number of wires, only one wire is used for serial ports and number of wires connected to the parallel port are quite high when compared to the serial ports. Next one is capability. A serial port is able to transmit a single stream at a time. So one bit at a time. Here we can transport multiple data at a time in parallel ports. So data sending mechanism. What is the mechanism that we are going to use in the serial ports? A serial port sends bit by bit. Bit by bit mechanism we'll be going to use in this serial port. But when it comes to the parallel port, multiple bits in parallel. So that is the mechanism we'll be going to use in the parallel port. What is the port type of a serial? It is a male port, and the port type of a parallel is a female port. Like we'll be going to have male ports and female ports, right? So serial interface we call it as a male port and parallel interface we call it as a female ports. What are the applications? The major applications are these serial ports are used for modems, security cameras, like device controllers. These use serial ports, but the best example of parallel ports are printers, hard drives, CD drives. They use those parallel ports. So this is the information regarding the serial interfaces and the parallel interface. These are very important in order to connect the uh, two devices, whether to connect the computer to the peripheral device or in order to transfer the data from computer to peripheral device or from peripheral device to the computer. We need an interface. That interfaces we call it as a communication interfaces. These communication interfaces are of two types, serial interface and the parallel interface. These are the differences between the serial interface and the parallel interface. Next, we'll be going to see the processor examples. So these processor examples, like as we all know, what is a processor? A processor means a central processing unit which consists of this ALU, control unit, and the arithmetic and logical unit and the memory. So these are the three main parts when it comes to the central processing unit. So here like this processor is going to perform operations on some data, whether it is a logical data, arithmetic data or relational data, whatever it may be. This processor is used to do all the such type of things by making use of the data. So here it typically takes the form of a microprocessor, as we all know, which can be implemented on a single metal oxide semiconductor integrated chip. Fine. So that is regarding a processor. Like we'll be going to have different processors. Like many processors are there. Here I have listed some of the processors. Fine. So when it comes to the graphic processing unit, so this is also one of the processor. So this graphic processing unit, like what is the purpose of this graphics processing unit? In the sense it is specially designed for the altering of memory. So that is the purpose of this graphic processing unit, or else to accelerate the creation of images. So as we are well aware of it, graphics in the sense it mostly comprises of images. So in order to manipulate and alter the memory or to accelerate the creation of images, like we'll be going to use this graphic processing units. Like majorly these graphic processing units are used in embedded systems. Fine. Are used in embedded systems. So that is the major purpose of graphics processing unit. So, and next one is this vision processing unit. So what do you mean by this vision processing unit? So this vision processing unit, in the sense uh, when it comes to the vision processing unit, like as the name itself indicates, so vision processing unit, as the name itself indicates, vision processing unit. So it is an like one of the class of a microprocessor, and this is mainly used to a specific type of artificial intelligence accelerators, or they are used to design the machine version task. So that is the purpose of this vision processing unit. And next one is neural processing unit. As we are nowadays everything is of neural network. So neural processing unit is a specialized hardware accelerator or a computer system. Like the main purpose is it is used to design or accelerate this artificial intelligence application. So mainly used for this AI applications. For that purpose, this neural processing unit, which we also call it as an NPU. So especially artificial neural networks, so we'll be going to use in this neural processing unit. So here, when the typical application includes this, like artificial intelligence is nothing but robotics is the best example, or we can also give an example of IoT, Internet of Things. So that is the example of this neural processing unit. And next, when it comes to the physics processing unit, as the name itself indicates, physics processing unit, in the sense like it is a dedicated microprocessor designed to handle the calculations of physics. What are the physics related calculations are there? So those are going to be used by this uh, physics processing unit. We can also call it as an PPU. So it is an example of hardware accelerator, we can say. And next one is DSP. DSP in the sense digital signal processing, which is used by the electronics. So this DSP is a microprocessor chip. So these DSPs are fabricated on MOS integrated circuit chips. So they are widely used for audio signal purpose. So that is the best application of this DSP. So these are used for audio signal purpose. Mainly the purpose of this is audio signal purpose. Fine. Next one is image signal processor. So image signal processor, or we can say it as an ISP. So this we can also call it as an image processing engine. So we can also call it as image processing engine. So ISP or IPE we can also call. So sorry, image processing engine unit, like we call it as IPU, like ISP or IPU. So this it is a type of media processor. We can say it as a media processor of specialized digital signal processor. This is used mainly for the image processing. So in digital cameras or other devices, like we'll be going to do in image processing now. So that is the main advantage. So in digital cameras, like we'll be going to make use of this image processing things. And next one is programmable gate array, FPGA. The short form of this field programmable gate array is FPGA. So it is also an integrated circuit designed to be configured by the customer. So according to the customer requirements, we can alter the manufacturing. So hence we are calling it as a field programmable. So here this FPGA configuration is generally specified using a hardware description language. So that we call it as an HDL, hardware description language. Fine. So these are the different examples of processors. So in order to have a brief idea, I have taken these examples. Like you will be going to have a different examples, but some of the major versions or major technologies, these are the versions that are going to be used by the processor. So these are the different processor examples. Fine. So this is how we'll be going to have processor examples. Like we have seen a graphics processing unit, we have seen vision processing unit, we have seen neural processing unit, digital signal processor, this FPGA. So all these comes under the processor examples. But when it comes to the parallel interface and the serial interface, like we have seen, the major concept of parallel interface and serial interface is nothing but the communication medium. In order to create a link between two, like processor and the peripheral devices, like we call it as we need an interface. That interface is of two types, serial and the parallel. When it comes to a serial, bit by bit transmission is going to be done. When it comes to the parallel, multiple bits at a time we can transfer. So that is the difference between the serial and the parallel. Already we have seen the differences, like we will be going to have many differences between the serial interfaces and the parallel interfaces. And that's all for today's class. With this you have completed your first unit. From the next class we'll be going to start our second unit. Thank you students. Have a great day.